Alan, thanks for joining me.
You're welcome.
And I know we discuss it all the time, but what is important for our clients to know about what's new in financial planning?
Yeah, so just this summer on July 4th, Trump successfully passed the One Big Beautiful Bill, and that's going to make permanent our individual income tax brackets, something that was set to sunset or expire at the end of the year. And that should make it easier for people to plan. However, other aspects of the bill are not as cut and dry, with the SALT cap, which went from $10,000 of state and local tax deduction up to $40,000. That expires after 2030. And you also have this no tax on Social Security, which is really just an additional standard deduction for those who are 65 and over of $6,000 per person. And that ends at the end of 2028, tax year 2028. So it's my view that the tax code just became a little bit more complex. This bill, Gordon, is so large that it's impossible for us to talk about every single component today. But if you're watching this and you have a question, please reach out to your Green Wealth financial advisor, and they'll be happy to go into more detail on this massive piece of legislation.
And in your intro, you talked about the death of the 60/40 portfolio. Are there types of alternative investments that help to provide income without significantly increasing your taxes?
Yeah, there are. One of the things we do is focus on the intersection of financial planning and investment management. By understanding your tax rate now and then projecting what it will be in the future, we really work to minimize your lifetime tax bill. Therefore, we always focus on using alternative investments that not only provide diversification and sound rates of return, but also work well for our high income earners trying to minimize what they paid Uncle Sam. So think of items that can be depreciated. Things like infrastructure. The One Big Beautiful Bill actually includes billions for roads, bridges, broadband, water, and energy as part of national security. There is a massive, I talk about this in almost every client review, massive demand for energy with a push towards clean energy for use in artificial intelligence, EVs, battery storage, and even mining of cryptocurrencies. So these assets, like infrastructure, tend to provide essential services and often have low volatility, strong cash flows, and higher yields. And not only do they have strong cash flows, but those, from a tax perspective, those yields are considered return of capital, which is favorable. Another one would be private real estate. Again, you get low correlation. Real estate tends to be very well inflation protected because inflation is built into your lease escalations. And it plays right into themes like housing shortages, e-commerce with Amazon distribution centers, and even healthcare with senior living, surgical centers, and medical office buildings. The final one that can be good for income and taxes is looking at things like transportation assets like rail cars.
So I guess it's important, where would you hold these types of investments?
That's an excellent question, Gordon. And we recommend holding all three in your taxable accounts, where you might also consider municipal bonds, stocks, which get capital gains tax treatment, foreign equities. All of those fit well in a brokerage account. And that leaves us with things like taxable bonds, mutual funds, and some of the alternatives that generate high current income for inside your IRAs. So it's really important that we keep our tax bill down, and inside the IRA, you're not paying taxes until you withdraw funds. And finally, that leaves Roth IRAs. And these are great for high growth assets like aggressive growth stocks, venture capital, and private equity.
Is there anything else that we should be focused on for the balance of 2025?
So I'll go back to some oldies but goodies. Year after year, we focus on the proper use of health savings accounts, backdoor Roth IRAs, and this is one you'll like: appropriate levels of insurance for your catastrophic risks like death, disability, or long-term care events.
Anything else on the tax side?
Yeah, finally, I guess the last one would be is if you have tax losses in your portfolio, consider recognizing them before year end to minimize any recognized capital gains that you might have. We're always happy to have clients ask their Green Wealth advisor for an update on their financial plan. And, any of the friends watching today can feel free to use us as a resource.
That's great. Thank you for sharing all that, Alan.
Thanks, Gordon.